Hello and happy Sunday, everyone. I am coming to you guys from one of my favorite places in the world, the beach. I am back at the beach and enjoying a nice Sunday at the beach with my loved ones. And I did not forget about you guys. I just want to talk to you a little bit about just want to reach out with the inspirational message and talk to you a little bit about getting in touch with your higher self. So that's what my message is going to be about today, just reaching out and getting in touch with your higher self. Now you might say, like, what does that mean? What does getting in touch with your higher self mean? Getting in touch with your higher self to me means basically not stooping down to anyone's level, because when you do, you literally belittle your own self. So when you always bring out the best in you, then you are in every situation looking to your higher self and not wanting to bring yourself down to someone else's level, especially when you are in the process of wanting to become your best self. We have to be mindful of where we focus our attention to. And sometimes even when my thoughts are not directed in the place that I want them to be, I think to myself, I could be focusing my thoughts on somewhere where I really want them to be, that's going to be beneficial to me and to my future. Like, I could be thinking about better things. Like, you ever hear somebody say, I don't got time for that? I don't got time to think like that, because I could be thinking about ways that I can become a better everything, a better mother, a better entrepreneur, a better child of God, a better whatever God has me on this earth to do. So it's important to me that that I reach towards being my highest self, and sometimes it's easier said than done, and it takes work. Nobody ever said that becoming a better person was ever going to be easy. But in everything that you do, you have to look to your higher self. We all have, you ever see like the cartoon, or you have like the devil on one shoulder and the angel on the other shoulder, and the devil is telling you the bad thing to do, and the angel is telling you the best way, that the best thing to do. You should always listen to the angel. The angel would be your higher self. You always have a choice whether you want to do things in the right way or the wrong way. So like if you are stuck in a situation where you have to make a decision, always make the right decision. Always make the best decision. Always do what is not only beneficial for you, but what is beneficial for everybody. Like, what is the best outcome? Like, how is this going to affect not only me, but those around me? So that is one way. And if we start off by doing small things like that, we are all confronted with situations, everyday life situations. But we have to make a decision, and if you have to start by saying, I ain't gonna flip somebody the bird in traffic, put your middle finger up at somebody who taking up 2 lanes or whatever. People have flipped me the bird in traffic plenty of times, and I be like, oh Jesus, because God don't play about me. So, people who do stuff like that, to me, I just have to reach to my higher self and pray for them. And my kids be like, I know they be putting their middle finger up at them people when I ain't looking. I be like, stop, don't do that. They don't like when people put their middle finger up at me while we in traffic or what have you. And it's wrong, and I'm their mom, and they don't like, to see nobody disrespecting me, which is understandable. But we should always reach our higher self. I try to explain to my children all the time, the same energy that you put out into the universe, that is the same energy that is going to eventually find its way back to you. So you can be evil, you can be rude, you can be nasty, but that same hurt, and you say things to hurt people's feelings and all that kind of stuff. You have to watch what you do, because that energy will eventually find its way back to you. So it's important to reach out to your higher self. Not sometimes, not when you just feeling good today, not just when you in a good mood, not when you got paid, not on just a day when you and your boo is having a good booed up day, or whatever. Y'all ain't arguing today, so you want to be nice to the world, or not a day when you might not even be feeling your best. Even when you're not feeling your best, you still have to be your best. I had to tell myself, in a business situation last week, and I was talking to some of my some of my friends, and some people who I know got my best interest in heart, and I just had to tell them, it was pissing me off in a certain aspect, because being as though that I am still a person who's trying to get their feet wet in the industry, as far as being successful in entrepreneurship, sometimes people get caught themselves taking advantage of me, because they know I'm not all the way in the door yet. So, and I get sick of it, and it's frustrating, because sometimes when people know that I am not at the level that they are at, some people will choose to say, they want to play around, or, call themselves lowballing me, or whatever. And it becomes frustrating. But I had to tell some friends of mine, I said, I had to, before I reacted to this business transaction, I had to get out my feelings. Like, I didn't want to go into it because it's business, and I don't want, and that person is going to do what they're going to do for the best interest of their business. Of course they are, and everybody don't have an integrity or a good heart, but I just hate when people try to play around with me. And I told my friends, I said I had to put my feelings to the side, even though I'm tired of people trying to play around with me. I just can't go into it with my emotions. And that's what I did. I put my feelings to the side. I was like, I ain't going, I wanted to cut somebody out. But I know I'm not going to jump out there and do that, because then all deals off the table. I can't go in there cussing nobody out and tell them I'm tired of people playing with me and all this and that and that. Then all deals will be off the table for real. So I put my feelings to the side, and I got the reaction that I was looking for. I just was completely transparent about where I was coming from, how I felt about the situation. I got a lot of good people on my team and blah, 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 and said what I had to say. And I got the exact reaction that I needed, that I wanted. Like, that was the reaction that I wanted, and that's just going in without my feelings. We all have feelings, and we do want to acknowledge our feelings and express our feelings, but it's always a certain way to do things. You can reach out to your higher self, and you never know what the outcome of it might be. You might be able to resolve a situation on mutual grounds without having to argue with nobody, without the situation escalating or not working out in your favor for you at all. And as a business person, I have to learn that I can't go into business transactions in my feelings at all. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just can't go into it with my feelings at all. Like, at the end of the day, it's business. I got a lot of people that is, some people look up to me and, stuff like that. So I can't, even if it does get frustrating that, whatever the situation may be, I feel like people may try to take me for granted because I'm still fairly new at trying to be successful at what I do, I still had to learn how to pray for those people too. Because trying to take advantage of me, you will hurt yourself. Call yourself trying to take advantage of somebody else. You will end up losing out. At the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? So I always try to go into everything that I do with integrity, with the pure heart. I know some people, they don't know me just like I don't know them. And, whatever situations have played out the way that they have played out. But I always choose to look towards my higher self. Has that always been my situation? No. I have learned from allowing my lower self to make decisions for me. At the end of the day, when I let my lower self, make the wrong or the worst decisions for me, I end up with the short end of the stick. I end up losing. I end up with a bad deal or a bad break or having to answer to God or that bad energy finding its way back to me. So I learned not to do that from experience. That's why I can speak on it. And some of my friends, they might say, well, that's the name of the game and it's just business and that's just how it is. And all that might be true, but I'm still going into business or not with a pure heart, with everybody's interest, best interest at heart, because I love what I do, and I know that I am going to get rewarded, sooner or later just from, my angle. Some people go into things with impure motives and they might think that they're getting over at the time, or I got this, or I got one up on this person or whatever. But if your motives are impure from the beginning, you're going to lose. You are going to lose. Newsflash. It might feel good at first, or you might think that you are getting over, or you might try to brush people to the side or whatever, or disregard their pockets or their feelings or their families or their business or their hearts. If you go into a relationship with impure motives, knowing that you don't want to be in a relationship, or you just want to use that person for whatever you want to use them for, whatever you go into with impure motives is going to catch you. If it don't catch you right off the bat, it's going to catch you in the back end. You're going to get it. It is not going to stop chasing you down until it got you in a straight up headlock. I'm telling you because I know, because it happened to me. I get better and better every day. And I tell myself that every day. I get better and better every day. And I was not always the person that I am now. I used to be hard-headed. I didn't want to listen to nobody. I thought I knew it all. I did men wrong. I didn't care about myself, let alone try to call myself being in a healthy relationship with somebody. And, I wasn't the person that I am now. And I learned the hard way. I learned from my mistakes. I learned from doing things and not the way that I was supposed to be doing them. So this is why I can speak on these things. I can speak on these things right now because I have experience with them. So, that's why even with, some of, the motivational speakers that I like listening to and stuff like that, I can't watch all of them and I can't listen to all of them because I can't let everything into my spirit. And I know everybody's motives are not pure. Everybody don't go into everything with pure motives, with a good objective, with a good heart. Some people just doing stuff because it's the best way to make money right now, or what have you. I'm telling my story because I feel like I have an opportunity to help someone through my personal experience. That is the main motive of me being here uploading YouTube videos every single day, because I feel like someone's life can ultimately be changed even through my story, especially the younger generation. I hope to God that some of my nieces and nephews are adults, mind you, and my children. I have adult children, but I hope that they find their way, to coming across some of my videos one day and just stop and say, let me see what Aunt Sakara talking about, or let me see what my mom talking about on these videos and stuff like that. Because if I can get through to the younger generation, that will save them a whole lot of mistakes. I'm telling you, a lot of heartache, a lot of pain. If you have younger adults in your family, do not hesitate to talk to them. I don't care if they want to hear it or not. It don't always have to be a straight up lecture. They don't want to hear that all the time. You could talk to them on their level and just let them know that because you've been there. Like, you just been there. You've been down the road that they are traveling down. If you have someone who is not making wise decisions, or someone who is not making wise decisions, tell them you've been there. And that's not the way that you want to go. That's just not what you want to do right now, boo-boo. Just tell them straight up. Be very transparent with these young adults. When I get around the young adults in my family, I'm very transparent with them every time. Even if I gotta act stupid and laugh with them and talk their language or all kinds of stuff like that, I tell them straight up. They already know when they get around Aunt Sakara, she gonna keep it real. If you don't want me to say anything about what you talking about or your situation, I don't get up in their business. But if you don't want my input in it, then don't talk to me about it, because I'm gonna give you some straight up wisdom. We can save our younger generation so much heartache and pain. They think they got it in the bag right now. It's like a whole disregard for family and relationships and love and parenting and finances. And a lot of them, sometimes all you can do is shake your head, because they just have the wrong concept about life and what life is really about. And it's obvious that some of our younger generation is headed down a wrong path. I can't stand when I see on social media, somebody that's my age that's being a bad influence on a younger generation. As far as like gun violence and stuff like that. Power 99 FM is starting to get on my nerves. They are a part of the problem. For it to be so much gun violence going on in the streets of Philadelphia, why are y'all playing so many of them rap songs that has so much violence in them? So like, if you know that you have a chance to be an influence, a good influence on this younger generation, they need it now more than ever. They don't hold value to anything nowadays. They just really don't. They disregard family. They don't care nothing about no mother, father, sister, brother, aunt, uncle, whatever. And at the end of the day, they are not going to come out on top by being that way. You have to honor those who came before you, just like we have to honor our ancestors. We have to honor those who came before us, who paved the way. In all reality, if it wasn't for us, they wouldn't be who they are. They wouldn't have made it as far as they are, that they have made it right now. So they have to respect us, whether they like it or not. But it's a total disregard in the way, the values of, I guess they call them millennials, in the way that, a lot of our children are coming up nowadays, and they need to learn how to reach towards their higher self. It don't have to be, they don't have to be Bible thumpers, or, have to be, going to church and all that kind of stuff. You still could be cool. You still could be your authentic self. Be who you love to be, but you can do it in an honorable way, in a respectful way, with honoring your higher self. Just like I tell my kids, even my adult kids, I will tell my adult kids, right now, you better not go nowhere acting like you ain't got no home training. And my oldest son is almost 30. And I respect him. He makes me very proud. But if somebody come back to me telling me my 28-year-old son is somewhere cutting a fool, or whatever, or the cops had to deal with him, or or whatever. I mind my business because they're adults, and they do make me very proud. But I tell all my kids, from the oldest to the youngest, you better not go nowhere act like you ain't got no home training, because I know I raised you better than that. And they know that too. And I will hold that until the day I die. I do not raise my kids any old kind of way. Okay? So, we all have to get in touch with our higher self, be the absolute best we could possibly be. I'm out here on the beach and enjoying this day with my family, but I did not want to not come to you guys with a motivational message of the day. So, I cannot speak too much about reaching out to your higher self, but reaching out to your higher self, or getting in touch with your higher self, could just absolutely mean being the best that you can be in every situation. You could call it corny, you could call it whatever you want to call it, but at the end of the day, you will reap the ultimate reward for you being your higher self. So don't deny yourself that. Don't deny yourself the rewards that is waiting for you, because you want to be the best friend you can be, the best niece you can be, the best mother, the best father, the best cousin, the best brother, the best employee. You want to be a child of God, that you want God to make you proud of who you are. You want God to be proud of you. Like, I'm so proud of you. Look at my daughter. Look at my son. Just like we're proud of our kids when they accomplish things to make us proud. We want to keep that going. We want to keep that going. That's something that should never end. And we should always look to our higher selves and be the absolute best individual that we could possibly be. Not in some situations, not just on a good day, but every single day. You will reap the rewards of reaching out to your higher self. You will live a better life. So that is my message for today. I'm going to enjoy the rest of this beach day until it is time for us to get out of here. But I'm so glad that I got that message off of my chest, that it is therapeutic for me to even relay these messages to you, all of them. The messages are so therapeutic to me. So I hope someone else is getting something out of the messages as well. Listen, God bless you all. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday, and Lord willing, I will be right back here tomorrow with another motivational message of the day. Have a good one.